we had a moment with one of Leopoldo's interviews where he said being an opposition leader in Venezuela is like going into the ring. You know, he made this analogy: going into the ring to the boxing match, and then first you haven't ate, then you haven't slept, then you're fighting with like weights, you know, on your ankles, and then the referees don't like you, the people boo you, you know, and then I don't know, the other person is like fighting with like, I don't know, heavy iron fist, you know. It's just like you're gonna lose, you know. There's nothing that you could do to like have a fair fight. And we wanted to use that, but we never used it. But I always thought it was really cool how they just are so resilient to make a change, you know. And it's almost like we kind of have to trust them at this point, you know. But it's a really divided community, like Shawna said. But the military, I think, it's also another analogy to the division. Let me see how to make this really digestible really fast. Venezuela had the Bolivarian army, was a sector of Venezuela that was very trusted by citizens. You know, they actually had really strong structure until the 90s. There was like a fracture in the military when I mean, there's always been fractures in the military in Latin America, you know, due to this, you know, Latin America has a history of coups, you know, that's how transitioning governments happen. But Venezuela had a coup against a dictator in the 50s that was on the right, you know, but he was somebody who didn't fracture the military. When Chavez came and he did a coup, the military got fractured because it got influenced by communism, coming, you know, from extreme views from places like Cuba, you know. So that's what happened from 98 until now. There was a strong fracture in the military, and then the people that were from the original point of view of our military, the Bolivarian military, actually got exiled, got imprisoned. You know, this is things that people don't talk about, but Chavez took care of disrupting the military. And his first goal was to, because he came from a military background and then he became president, you know, he got elected as a president. His first like doing, in my eyes, is establishing himself as the military leader, you know. So he always held into the military as a power, and because he was the commander, he never lost that backup. So if the military, who's the ones that do the coups in Latin America, is with the president, you know, that's already like a rule of thumb that nothing's gonna happen, you know. And then what ended up happening as Chavez died, et cetera, the military got involved with like drug trafficking. They got involved with like cartels, with, I don't know, smuggling things in and out of the country. So it became a system of like repression, you know, against the citizens, but also a system of all the bad doings that you could do in the government. So, you know, the government has its hands in a lot of things, and as long as people are making millions of dollars, nobody's going to step down, you know. So the military is fractured, and that's the only thing that could take a president out currently, you know, in Latin America. So there is people that are against Maduro inside the military, but this is like heavy surveillance, you know. I'm talking about like, I don't know, USSR type of mentality.